Hey guys, I don't know that I've ever seen this, and our winter storm warnings, by the way, are expanding up the East Coast through North Carolina, South Carolina. I think you've got to watch Southeast Virginia too, and you've also seen those winter weather advisories push back further west in the Carolinas. But look at this. Don't know that I've ever seen a blizzard warning in southern Louisiana along the I-10 corridor. And of course, a blizzard is defined when you reduce those visibilities less than a quarter of a mile for about 3 hours and winds over 35 miles per hour. And that's what we're seeing here. Incredible conditions across Louisiana as we see these blizzard warnings. Winter storm warnings expanded further to the north too. We're going to show you that. We've got the winter snow back here and the ice and the nastiness across South Texas and a lot of freezing rain too here. Now our storm moves to the east. Winter weather advisories have been pushed a little bit further to the north here, not quite up to Birmingham and Tuscaloosa, but Montgomery under a winter storm warning, and those winter storm warnings extend all the way from the panhandle of Florida, Mobile, over to Tallahassee, and to Jacksonville, and down as far south as Gainesville. And freezing rain is going to be an issue here from really South Georgia into North Florida. And snow also back into the panhandle could be significant with several inches possible. Winter storm warnings extend up the East Coast now. It does include Augusta, with winter weather advisories flanking this on the north side, including Atlanta, Athens, over to Columbia, and yes, the Charlotte Metro now under winter weather advisories for a little bit of snow. The heaviest snow at this point still looks to the south and east. New model data last night. If you watched the live stream, I said we've got to watch North Carolina. Wouldn't that be something to see? I don't remember if I said 5 or 7 inches on the Outer Banks toward Cape Hatteras. Now you're under winter storm warnings here from Greenville to Jacksonville to Wilmington, all along the Outer Banks, up to the Virginia border with winter weather advisories now for Norfolk, Chesapeake, out to the eastern shore of Virginia here. So we've definitely seen some expansion here to these winter weather advisories, a little bit further now to the north and west, as this storm's going to hug the coast just a little bit here across the southeast. Let's get into some more of the details. We'll start off with the models from today and sort of work our way through the outlook. Our winter weather across the south will continue to push east in the form of snow here from southern Mississippi, southern Alabama. It'll continue into Louisiana through the day. By this evening, we start to see things settle down some, and now the snow breaking out here across North Carolina. We'll probably start as just some rain here across North Florida, and the newest European tries to show that mix a little bit further to the north, and then as we see that cold air undercut that moisture, we see the freezing rain pick up. Again, it's very close here into North Florida. However, I would say back toward the panhandle, it's interesting to see you have such a better chance of seeing snow from Destin and Panama City up to really Valdosta and then north up to Macon than you do across the Midwest. Right? Wild. This moves up the coast. The snow could get heavy right here along the coast of North Carolina, so the low country of South Carolina, coastal North Carolina, and then southeast Virginia. The northwest extent of that is still to be determined, and then high pressure builds in behind this. Most of this snow and ice back here across Texas will start to settle down as we head through the day today. You can see that precipitation still going through the morning hours. This is the timestamp here. This is Eastern time, so take an hour off for central. Freezing rain all along the coast from Corpus Christi even up to Houston, right around the coast. We could see some more freezing rain with more snow a little bit further to the north and east. And by the time we get into the midday hour, we're pretty much done with it by the afternoon. It's going to stay cold, though, so don't expect this really to go anywhere over the next 24 hours. Snow continues into Louisiana through this morning. Again, those blizzard warnings in this region with that wind blowing out of the east-northeast, pretty wild. And snow still going here strong into New Orleans by the lunchtime hour, by noon. Snow starts to pick up and continue really here into Mississippi, and it could get really heavy here towards Gulfport, over towards Hattiesburg, and then it continues to push off to the east. Snow accumulation totals, these could be overdone. I told you we could see more than what we're seeing here. I should say these could outperform. The National Weather Service was even talking last night about some places could get up to 10 inches in some of the heavier bands. Would not be shocking. And clearly the wind is going to be an issue too. And by the way, I skipped over this quick. Snow on the beaches here. I mean, several inches possible here, more than an inch, maybe 2, 3, 4 inches of snow. We'll go in a little closer there. And then overnight into early tomorrow morning, not just across Louisiana, but look into southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, even down to Houston. Temperatures dropping into the teens, in some cases low teens. Some of the models a couple of days ago were modeling out single digits. I don't know if we get that cold, but you got a fresh snowpack on the ground and you'll have clear skies, so certainly possible. Snow over towards Panama City and Destin. These numbers here toward Panama City have definitely come up a little bit. This is the official forecast from the National Weather Service showing 3 to 4 inches of snow here across extreme southern Alabama and the panhandle of Florida, and then back into Louisiana, which we've talked about, and over towards Destin. Snow on that white sandy beach. Wild look for sure. Southern Georgia, these numbers have come up too. This is the official forecast now up towards Macon, close to 2, 3, maybe even 4 inches of snow, especially if you can get a heavier band of snow from Columbus up to Warner Robins. And then south of that, your mixing of ice and sleet will cut into some of your totals. The official forecast for Charlotte is about an inch of snow or so, and those numbers come up as you head to the southeast with those winter storm warnings near the coast with up to 2, 3 inches of snow in the forecast officially for Myrtle Beach. And then there's your ice forecast here into North Florida, southern Georgia, and then across extreme far southern South Carolina. And this could fluctuate a little bit too, especially here along the coastal areas. So official forecast for snow moving northeast, definitely up from yesterday, close to 2, 3, 4 inches from Greenville down to the coast, really. And I'm telling you what, down to Wilmington, we could get some snow here that could exceed 3, 4 inches of snow, and then out toward the Outer Banks, somebody could get 7, 8 inches of snow out of this. I don't think that's impossible. And here's why. If you flip over to the latest NAM model, which is really aggressive and trying to put some of those heavier bands here into North Carolina, with some places seeing more than 8 inches of snow. And it's a little bit further west with the snow too, and north. So last night's runs really didn't want to put much snow up the peninsula here into Virginia towards Williamsburg. This one does. It puts 2, 3, 4 inches of snow here with up to half a foot into Norfolk. Wouldn't be shocked if this trend continues, if we see these winter storm warnings possibly get upgraded and pushed further to the north and east based on this data that I'm looking at this morning. There will be a little bit of snow across the Ohio Valley here, maybe an inch or so, half an inch in some areas, not a lot. And then downwind of the Great Lakes, quite a bit of snow going here. It's kind of skipping out of the UP of Michigan with that westerly wind component, but we will see a weak system move through. You can see those numbers ticking up across this region as we see a 1 to 3 inch snow move through as a weak disturbance swings through southern Ontario and the Great Lakes. Now, let's widen things out, and we'll take a look at the rest of the country. We'll go through the week day by day. This is the European, by the way, and I'm not going to really split into all the models because it's going to be a relatively quiet week compared to what we're seeing now and what we've seen recently. Some of you will take that. High pressure, cold Arctic high pressure that's building in. We'll continue to keep that cold air entrenched here across the southeast. Again, that's why you're getting the snow as this weak system ripples along your jet stream. And along the north side of that with that overrunning moisture, your snow. Now, it's going to be really tough to get it into the northeast, but how about that? Maybe out towards Cape Cod, a little bit of snow, and very close here to Cape May, right along the coastal shore here of New Jersey. The Jersey Shore is what we say. I don't know that we get it here. I think it's just going to be just offshore, very, very close to a very light accumulating snow. As we now move through the rest of the week, we're into Thursday now. High pressure building in to the rest of the country. Back here, we're dry and cold. We're cold still across the south. Don't expect a big warm up. The lake effect continues. And then a weak system drops into the northern Rockies. This could bring a little bit of light snow here to Wyoming, Montana, and then eventually down into Colorado. And this is where things start to change up a little bit. You got a bit of a trough digging in here across the west, so we might get some precipitation into parts of the Sierra. It's been a while since we've seen some snow here. I mean, last winter was pretty wild, and now you've got this upper low feature that's starting to develop off the west coast. In the east, some return flow back here in the south as high pressure shifts off to the east, so temperatures do start to warm up toward the end of the week into the weekend, and we actually could see some rain showers here. No wintry threat now at this point, with much warmer air moving in from the Gulf. Across the northeast, the weak system may bring a little bit of light snow here, and we watch that precipitation across the far southwest. What we're not seeing are big storms that we've seen lately. So maybe a quieter weather week again across a lot of the country. This precipitation across the southwest, again, is going to be pretty tough to time out. You got an upper low that's spinning back here. Those are always very difficult to track. I want to go over to the GFS, and I said I wouldn't do it, but I do want to compare because as we get toward the end of next weekend, things do start to split a little bit, as they would getting close to the end of the forecast period here. That's generally accurate. There's that moisture moving north out of the Gulf of Mexico, and then you've got some rain and snow here into the southwest. It's been a while since we've seen that. And now heading into Monday, do we get something moving up here into the northeast? Still too early to tell on that. It doesn't look super strong to me, but that could bring some rain and snow here. And then a cold front keeps it cold here in the east. And we finally start to break that pattern down, I think, across the west as we head into February. That's going to put more rain and snow back here. Some of the longer range ensemble guidance is certainly showing that trying to take place as we head toward the second and third. There comes your storm track dropping here, and that would bring more moisture. It's been pretty dry back here. Okay, that's all I got for now. See you next time.